Hey, it's me. Welcome to National Geographic Kids. In this series, some animal experts are going to introduce us to amazing creatures from our planet and beyond. And today, I get to introduce you to one of my favorite animals, the great white shark. Want to meet my friend? All right, let's go for a swim and see if we can find her. Wow, look at that. There she is. Look how graceful she is as she swims through the water. Her streamlined design lets her move through the ocean like a torpedo. But don't be fooled by her sleek looks. This great white is a powerful swimmer who can reach speeds of up to 45 kilometers an hour, which is about 28 miles per hour. Just like all sharks, great whites are cartilaginous fish. That means their skeletons are made of cartilage instead of bone. Cartilage is lighter and more flexible than bone, which helps make great whites great swimmers. They also have powerful tails that they use to propel themselves through the water, and they have pectoral fins that they can use to steer and maneuver. Great whites are so well designed that they're perfectly adapted for life in the ocean. But how does she know where she's going? Well, great whites use all of their senses to help them understand their surroundings. Just like you, great whites can see. They have two eyes on the top of their heads that allow them to see in almost all directions at once. Their eyes are also really good at detecting motion, which helps them find prey. Great whites can also hear. They have inner ears that allow them to detect sounds in the water around them. They use these ears to listen for the sounds of animals moving in the water, including potential prey or predators. But because they live underwater, they can't hear in the same way that you can. Water is much denser than air, so sound travels much faster and is much louder under the sea. To be able to hear properly, great whites need to be able to regulate the amount of water flowing into their ears. If too much water enters their ear canals, it can block the sound waves from getting to their eardrums. So great whites have special muscles that pump water out of their ears, allowing them to hear better. But there's another sense that great whites rely on even more than sight and hearing: electroreception. Some fish produce weak electrical signals as they move through the water. Electroreception is the ability to detect these electrical signals. And great whites have special organs called ampulla of Lorenzini that allow them to sense the electrical signals produced by other animals. These signals can tell great whites what direction prey is moving in and how fast it's moving. It's like having a sixth sense that helps them find food. So when great whites are swimming around looking for food, they're using all of their senses to help them find prey. Great whites are apex predators, which means they're at the top of the food chain in their ecosystem. They eat other animals that eat other animals, but they aren't eaten by anything else. So what do they eat? Well, their diet consists mostly of seals and sea lions, but they'll also eat bony fish, squid, rays, and even other sharks. Great whites have rows and rows of sharp teeth that they use to slice through flesh, and they have strong jaws that they use to clamp down on their prey. But they don't just chomp down and eat their prey right away. Instead, great whites like to play with their food before eating it. They often toss their prey in the air and catch it again with their mouths. They also like to shake their prey to disorient it and make it easier to eat. Great whites can eat up to 600 kilograms of food in a single day. Wait, that doesn't seem very fair. Not only do they get to be super strong and super smart, but they get to eat all of the fish. No sharing, but being an apex predator isn't easy. Great whites have to constantly be on the lookout for other animals who might want to eat their food. And they also have to deal with parasites and diseases. Great whites are also very vulnerable when they're pups, which is why they grow up in places that are safe from predators. When they're pups, great whites are totally dependent on their moms for food and protection. Moms will have between 1 and 10 pups at a time, and they lines keep them safe in a type of nursery area until they reach big enough to venture out on their own. When great whites are threatened, they often resort to bite and release behavior, meaning they take a bite out of whatever is bothering them and then release it. This allows them to communicate with other animals without risking their own safety. After all, if you're a great white shark, it pays to be polite. Okay, that was a little joke. Great whites don't actually shake hands. They don't have hands. I guess they could wave a fin. But great whites aren't just strong and smart hunters. They're also excellent parents. When female great whites are ready to give birth, they head to shallow waters where the water is warmer and there's more food available for the pups. After giving birth, the moms stay with their pups for several months, protecting them from predators and teaching them how to hunt. After that, the pups are on their own, but they'll continue to grow and develop for several years. Great whites can live for over 70 years, so they have plenty of time to learn new things and adapt to changes in their environment. You've probably heard stories about great white sharks attacking people, but did you know that's not true? Great whites don't actively hunt humans. In fact, most attacks happen when great whites mistake people for other animals like seals. But even those incidents are rare. You're more likely to be struck by lightning than attacked by a great white. Great whites are actually more afraid of us than we are of them. They have excellent eyesight and can see us coming long before we get close enough to bother them. Plus, they have great hearing and can hear us making noise long before we're within sight. And if that wasn't enough, great whites have those electroreceptors that allow them to detect the electrical signals we give off. All of these senses help keep great whites safe from us and other potential threats. But there are other dangers facing great whites, dangers that we humans create. Sharks like great whites are being caught by the thousands by commercial fisheries, even though they aren't the intended catch. Most of these sharks are thrown back into the ocean, but not before they've suffered injuries that can leave them unable to hunt or defend themselves. Many sharks caught in this way end up dying. Great whites are also sometimes targeted by fishermen who want their fins for shark fin soup. And habitat destruction caused by climate change is making it harder for great whites to find food and mates. Even though great whites are apex predators, they're still vulnerable to threats, especially the ones that we humans create. So what can we do to help protect great white sharks and their ocean homes? We can start by reducing our own consumption of shark products like shark fin soup and by supporting organizations that are working to protect sharks and their habitats. We can also spread awareness about the importance of sharks and the threats they face so that others can help too. Okay, now that you know all about great white sharks, it's time to test your knowledge. Which sense do great white sharks rely on the most to find food? Is it sight, hearing, or electroreception? If you said electroreception, you're right. Great white sharks use their sense of electroreception to detect the weak electrical signals produced by other animals. These signals can tell them what direction prey is moving in and how fast it's moving. Where do great white sharks have their babies? If you said in a type of nursery area, you're right. After giving birth, the moms stay with their pups for several months, protecting them from predators and teaching them how to hunt. What is a great white shark's favorite food? If you said seals, sea lions, and fish, you're right. Great whites are apex predators and they eat other animals that eat other animals. Do great white sharks actively hunt humans? If you said no, you're right. Great whites don't actively hunt humans. In fact, most attacks happen when great whites mistake people for other animals like seals. So remember, sharks aren't the monsters that we sometimes see in movies. They're actually amazing animals that play an important role in our world. Hey, thanks for coming along on this journey into the ocean. To learn more about great white sharks and other amazing creatures, visit our website or follow us on social media. And always remember, there's a lot more where that came from.